Okay, I just want to start off by saying thank you, God. And it's hard to say to be thankful for these states. Things are bad, but it's like everything is just put in perspective. Listen, I just got back from the elevator. As I go into my building, I see this older woman, maybe in the late 60s, early 70s. And if you've seen my last video, you heard this video here. This woman didn't want to hear this, and I understand why.
Looking at myself in the camera is helping, but I'm having bad PTSD. Guess that mostly means that, well, I guess it's not regular PTSD because the back of my neck is being vibrated on and it's making my hands and feet numb and my whole body shake. And I revert to like some mentality of like a 4 or 5-year-old. I don't think it's PTSD, but I don't know what else to call it exactly. I just feel vibrations on my head and my voice, and my thoughts aren't like a person my age when this happens to me. But I just feel afraid. And I don't know what to do. And I wish this would stop happening to me. And I wish that I was allowed to have help and be okay. And I don't think anyone's really allowed to help me, or they get into trouble. And that was true when I was little too. I'm just not coping very good. I don't feel like everything is alright. I shouldn't have to go through the same things. Because I did when I was little. I sent the Department of Justice a cease and desist and told them that they're acting in coercion with the entities and people that child sex trafficked me. And then I wondered if I wanted to, if it was safe, or if I was having bad psychology to send it. Like, because it made me feel like I was putting myself in more danger. But I just felt like I had to send it, and maybe I think there's someone good on the other side of the letter that would say, oh, this is bad, or I don't know. I'm afraid maybe that's not true, and it's just gonna get me killed. It's hard to tell the system that they do bad things because it always wants to believe that it's good. It wants to believe that I'm shaking, that I'm bad and the system is good. And the system has raped me and done bad things to me.
This is Megan. She's a target individual. You've seen a lot of videos lately of her. And for me, Megan is a person that helps me understand the reality of what this is about. As a target individual, they're gonna try to vilify you. They're gonna create a psyop. The truth, she said it very well. They try to present themselves as these good doers, and you're the person who should be vilified. That these people are protecting the community, protecting children. The truth is, as soon as you start hearing testimonials, you know these people are far from that. And the way they manipulate target individual is obvious. They're not here protecting anybody. Matter of fact, I ask God to give me strength to not lose my mind and do something aggressive, because it's really easy. The way we're manipulated is so tormenting. That's why people have lost their mind and killed, mass shootings and all that. But they surround you with these civilians of low life trash that's supposed to break you down. You'll see soon videos of me being at the office. Listen, I live in these different bubbles. I have my neighbors who are perps, and then I go to work and my colleagues are perps. Obviously, I moved here after being employed, but I was employed by these perps. And there's different dynamic of things they do. So as a target individual, you are surrounded by an ecosystem of people who are supposed to break you down, to make you believe this false reality. For me, it goes even further. And as I moved here, they tell me they're going to use children to frame me. I just saw somebody in the hallways, and it kind of makes sense a little bit. What you just heard is testimonial. Now listen to that without even having headphones on. There's a woman who's a neighbor, I just noticed. I put this in the elevator. She's in the elevator with me. She's like, This Hispanic, so they have like a little bit of an accent. It's like, She's doing that because she's like, I don't want to listen to reality. It's like, nope, sorry, you're gonna listen to reality. What do you think this is? Do you think I'm gonna let you go into La La Land? Never. Come back here. We're gonna go to hell. You think I'm gonna let you go into what you think it is? The worst part is, what I think is, I keep showing videos. In my videos, you keep seeing people like this. And people like this, some of the neighbors I live around, these look like teenage kids. Apparently, they're gonna frame me with kids like that. They're gonna pretend, these kids are gonna pretend they got raped by me. But I don't know, I think what they've been creating, this psyop of they've been creating is like, oh, you're doing this because you're daring, we have to avenge what my employer are more in the corporate world. These people here that live around me are from different minorities. And it almost feels like they're taking advantage of these kids. It's not their kids they're going to use to frame me, but they're hyping these kids. Now, I don't care about these children. The truth is, I don't care. Let them be the foul low life that they are, but I'm going to put the reality in their faces. I'm not going to let them escape. This woman is like, I actually live in the same apartment these children lives in. So it makes me think, this is a grown woman, and let me give you a quick glimpse of what she looks like. And I never judge a book by its cover, but look at this. I'm doing this quickly. This woman looked like in an older age, and it's sad to say she looks like, I'm like, Jesus, this woman. And she's like, you're gonna be a puta, like a prostitute. I was like, I'd rather be a prostitute. You prostituting your children. Or these kids. How old are you? Grown ass woman. Mad. It's like, no. When I was listening to the testimony of just what you heard, you know why she was doing that? Because she doesn't want to live reality. I was like, I don't. And in my mind, it's like, what? You're gonna listen to it. I'm putting their face. Listen. That's what you're part of. This reality, no fantasy. And you sacrifice your children. And then she tried to bring my mother. I was like, I don't care. My mother, listen, thank God I was not a child that she sold like that. Whatever my mother participated in, it's okay. I'm an adult. She let her go through whatever she go through. I will never let you guys live the fantasy. And if you talk about my family, ask about my sisters. And you'll see why. So don't even bring up my mother, because you gotta bring up my sister and what happened to her and what I was able to see. Just like you, she's like, man. Now your own kids or your grandkids, whatever they are to you, you hear this and he's like, no, you're gonna listen to it. They sacrifice your kids. They're not gonna be okay. You know that. This white, black, whoever that excites you at work, they don't have to sacrifice their kids. They're saying thank you. They know what it means. These kids are not gonna be okay. You think these kids are gonna be okay? And they're like, oh, they're gonna rape me. It's like, okay, is it gonna do anything for them? I'm dying. Talking video. These perps around me are so triggered by reality. Who put me in this program is far from what these people are trying to present themselves. But on top of that, you heard the testimony of this woman. She's involved in the system. These people are involved in the system that is raping her or has raped her or even participated in horrible things in her life. Megan today is a target individual. She calls herself target individual. She deals with the technology that even torments her body. You heard testimonials of her, what's happening to her genitals. This woman said, because she doesn't. She want to be like, no, I don't want to hear that. No, you're gonna hear reality. You think I'm going? I have her on camera. I was like, oh, you live here. You that? Okay. I'm gonna put that in your face. She's gonna listen to reality. You're gonna listen to this. You're gonna listen to things like this. Yes. You think I'm gonna let people like that live their fantasy? Target individual, it is my purpose, and I'm gonna do my best to never let these people who know what this program does, they sacrifice their children. Let me repeat what this is. A target individual is a test subject the government utilized to develop this weapon system that can attack the mind and the body. I was in the train today. I had to close my eyes because what was happening is they were making me think in this disgusting way and make me perceive things in this. They do this degrading tactics where they force you to have this reaction towards your children. It's a tactic they use to break you down. And there's people around you. There was a woman with a young child around me. Thankfully, they didn't crank up the stimulation that they can make me experience. But they're like, oh yeah, it's a war. And I was listening to this woman talk about what happened to her as a child. With no headphones. Now listen, what's going to happen to me is going to be horrible because the theatrics they were supposed to create to negate that is going to be bad. Because this is what you just heard. But with me, what they've done to me too is make me feel like this is dignified. Like I need to not only not be as scared, but I need to run to this horror. Because they're going to try to use torture to block out what they're part of. They're supposed to be this femme fatale, feminist group of when the truth is what they're part of. They're supposed to be protecting children. You heard what they do to children? You heard what they do to women? That were trafficked as children? You see this grown woman who's willing to let her kids do that. Or let kids do that. And it's like, yeah, not get paid. I was like, really? You gonna make me pay? You involved in this? Who's like, no, yes, listen to this. This white shit, this black shit, whatever it is, that makes you think that it's okay to be participating because you say, no, listen. Every time you're going to be near me, you're going to listen to reality. I have her on camera. I was like, oh, thank you. You live here in this trash. Okay. When I say this trash, I don't mean the apartment's not trashy. I mean that what they do in this apartment, what they participate in this apartment is disgusting because if they sacrifice their kids in there to pretend that they got raped. I was in the office and they all tell me, oh, they busted you. We investigate you raped a child. And they talk about kids in that. Like these kids are showed that they're framing me with. And I'm looking at this man, fake laughing. It's like, you nasty trash. Now, I don't feel bad for these kids. In the sense of, The future of children that pretend that to get raped is not good. No child grows up to be okay if the child in the childhood had to pretend to be raped. And you have a woman like this, and they're excited. It's like, oh, they're gonna watch me die. Can you imagine? Today I'm already in a bad situation. Even if I wasn't being framed, if I end up dying in this, if I was end up being in this luxurious place, I will not even like I can barely eat. They don't even get the satisfaction of like, oh man, you had a good life and now you're gonna go down. Look at me now. I was seeing a homeless guy and I was envious of that man. Because I was like, regardless of him being homeless or not, he can eat, he can, like, things, life can change for him. I live in a decent place here. But he probably ate more than me. So this trash is so excited to see me. He's like, look at me now. But you, oh, you can go down for real. You already sacrificed your kids. They don't even gonna make it to my age. And talk about you getting paid out. And somebody went to the 4th floor. 4. You know this woman, what she's talking about when she was 4 and 5 years old. She's talking about her father molesting and raping her. That's why she's like, and now you're paying. No, you involved in this. This woman, 4, she's shaking because you're torturing her and bringing these nasty things in her brain of her when she was getting raped. And then you pretend you care about kids. A little girl, she was a little girl that was raped and molested. Look at what's happening to her. You know, that's why you say, yes. You will get yours. You need to pay to try to counter this. I'm thanking God that I didn't have to live like you. Now you have to sacrifice your retards of children. Say, oh, look at your life. Even your kids are gone. Excited to pretend that they got raped by me. I was like, oh, good for them. Let this trash be retarded. Let these kids be sacrificed this ways by entities that does this to women and children. It's like, we are a warrior. You really? Look at you, you're a warrior. And she was trying to standing for, like, he was like, look at you. That's why you said, because you sacrificed your kids for this. You want it to be like, oh, you're avenged. No, you need to be avenged. I need to avenge for this woman. If I was evil, if I was aggressive, what, I would have done something to you. You're lucky I'm not somebody who's aggressive. Do that to somebody who's like kind of, who's like, oh, you're the one using their kids, like, oh, die, like that, easily. But you know I'm not that person. I feel sad for trash like you. This woman looked like a witch. Look at her. Sacrificing your kids like that. You should help them to show them good life. You are here training them to be a framing people. Why are you choose? You think the people who thanking you will do that to their kids? You just no. And they try to bring out my mother. My mother. Did you see what happened to my sister? You see the sacrifice she did. I told her, hey, watch this person. My parents participated in this thing. And what happened is somebody close to me tried to kill themselves. I called it out. It was obvious. Look at her. She's not okay. But my mother lost it, forgot the reality. She forgot the reality. She got lost in this thing. What happened? She missed the obvious. And this person close to me almost killed herself. It was not happy. Something was off. But then she got lost into trying to push me into insanity, into mass suicide. But look what happened. Obvious. It's always obvious. So don't bring my mother, because you see what she missed. Very important things. And I say goodbye to her in a special way too. Now you go sacrifice these kids? They're not even an adult. At least me, I'm an adult. If my mother sacrificed me, I was already an adult. Look at this trash. And now we will listen to this woman when she was a kid. This happened to her when she's 4 years old. Cuatro. You go to the office. Everybody's like, oh, no. Oh, I feel so, It's not their kids. It's your kids that you're going to sacrifice. Target to just stay strong. I make these videos in order to never let forget reality. So when we see each other, when I see this woman in the elevator, I'm looking at her as like, yeah, you see this woman was abused, tortured, raped as a child. They talk about me paying, and they talk about me as a child in 8th grade, in middle school. This woman, her father was me. Today as a woman, homeless, burned vagina. I say, now you pay. Excuse my language. Now you pay. This is what you're in. This woman is being tortured. This is a grown woman. This is actually children. They're also tortured. Like I think she said, yeah. You are involved in a program that does this. You see how sad this woman is. How vulnerable she is. How defenseless she is. How fragile she is. Who needs to pay? Again, video, I get emotional. And I've been very emotional lately because of this woman's testimonials. And these perps have even been more aggressive. There's been a lot going on for them that show them for the low life that they are. Who destroyed my life is very obvious who it is. What they do to women is obvious what they do. What they do to children is obvious. Right now they're bringing up anything they will try to negate. They were bringing up me when I'm 18, 22 at this club. I was listening to all these horrible things they do to women, genitals and sexually and all the torture. I don't even put headphones on. I listen to it loudly so they can eat the reality of what it is. No fantasy. And they get excited. So you're going to be crying in hell. God, it's going to be really bad because you're going to try to create a theatric. You're going to try to torture me in order for you to forget what you're part of. That's why you're like, I don't want to listen. I have her camera. She's like, no, I don't want to listen to the reality. What? You think I'm going to let you escape? Me? Me? I'm going to call you a shit. This is what you're part of. You will pay for this. Maybe not today. And it's not for me. But I'm going to take you to a different hell. You take me to the hell. It'll be ending. I'm already dying. I'm taking you to another hell. You sacrifice your children. Watch the hell they're going to go through. Oh, let them watch me suffer. It's okay. But then watch them. I hope you stay alive long enough to see what happens to your kids or to these kids. I pray that you can see them yourself. And remember, this guy told you that. The obvious, as always. These retards involved in the program that torture women and children. What they would thought, avenging what? Who needs to be avenged is the people who participate in this program needs to die for this. Then say, no, I don't want to listen now. No, No. Target video, stay strong. And I don't want anybody to be aggressive toward anybody. Let this trash get theirs. It comes in different fashion. I ask God to give me strength for the hell I'm going to go through. But this hell is going to be temporary. Right now it's not happening. At least the hell is going to happen to me while I'm already on the way out. So the fear is not as strong. These people have life to live. They sacrifice their own children. They're supposed to have a long, good life. What kind of good life they're going to have now? This is, you know what they tell themselves? Oh, you're daring, brave. I'm in a trend. Everybody's excited. But everybody doesn't have to sacrifice their children. So they have nothing to lose. They're just excited to see me suffer. But this trash, whoo, they're the one to lose it all. And they get nothing. What, me screaming? What does it do to anybody? They're literally so excited to see me screaming in pain and go through hell as I'm dying already here. Tagging video, what's happening to me? And let me just wrap this up. I've been hit by this weapon system that is destroying my organs and destroying my mind. They push me into insanity with this manipulation. It's disgusting. I can't even open my eyes in the train. Because if I open my eyes, there's going to be children. I have my camera here. And there's kids running out of the train. And when I look, it just stimulate me. Oh, they manipulate my brain in such a degrading way that I have to close my eyes. It's always degrading. They try to create, it's so nasty. They try to create some, I don't even know if it's, sometimes they look like children, but I'm not even sure. They just run out of the door of the train. I'm like, oh, this manipulated me. I have a body cam always on me because in my brain they can manipulate me. However, kids sit next to me, sit in front of me, just try to be seen. And just I'm like trash. Just look at this kid. They want me to look at these teenagers so they can manipulate my brain and pretend like, oh, it's so you. They manipulate my brain and then just to gaslight me to make me accepting of these things. And then they tell me how they're going to frame me using these children. As if it's not validation that they will manipulate my brain these ways. If they tell me they're going to have kids pretending they got raped and then in my brain able to manipulate me, how are they going to manipulate my brain? For me, I know everybody knows what's happening. And I'm in the train, not even listening to headphones. No, not even using my headphones, just literally blasting it open, just listening like that. Everybody around me is gonna know what's happening. And they pray like they pretend, oh, this is gonna be a hell. And then they bring up what I did as a child. Like, no, that was abuse. Like, what? Let's listen to this woman. When you try to exaggerate what I did as a child, listen to what you guys do to children. Listen to what you do to women that when they were children were abused. Listen to what this woman who was abused as a child said, that the entities who have abused her today are abusing her today, and has raped her and had burned her vagina, has done this and all of that. Megan has her testimonial. Thank you, Megan. I will do my part. And this trash involving the same entities or the same system that does that to you, but want to do that to me and escape from reality, they will eat the reality what they're part of. Like she said, they try to present themselves as some good entity or something that's just good and protective, when the truth is what they're part of. And they try to vilify you and try to create this fantasized reality, pretending that you're the one who's a threat to children, calling you a pedophile, when the truth, they're the fucking pedophiles working for entities filled pedophiles. And sacrificing their children and be like, oh, you see, you're a pedophile, trash ass. When I mean sacrifice their children, pretending that their children got raped by you, framing you, and be like, oh, you see, nasty trash. There is nobody who would be willing to sacrifice their kids in the sense of pretending that their kids got raped, and then pretend that, oh, you see, we're protecting the community by having children pretend they get raped. That is a first sign, and it's an indication that these people are not a safe entity for children, that they are a threat to children. You see, when I say this thing today, I sound like I'm this wise being. That's nobody who protects children who pretend that a child got raped and have a child pretend that they got raped. You see this woman? You think she's out here avenging anybody? Doing that to her children? Be mad to hear the testimony of this woman? Nah. I was like, I don't care. You gonna listen to it. I don't care. You gonna listen to that. I don't care what it does to you. You gonna listen to reality. There's no escaping. I think in their minds like, oh, you want to reach out? No, I want you to hear what you're part of. This is reality. That's why the rage, this is why I have rage. Real rage, not pretending rage then because you're gonna pretend your child got raped by me. Trash. Real rage for all the women and children suffering in this program. Then you pretend to be the protector of children. To all my talking, you just stay strong.